Great. Thank you. Mr. Shaw, the news is reporting that there's just been a significant derailment in Alabama of one of your trains. I certainly hope that all of your team and anybody in the vicinity is safe and well. You may need to look into that, but I wanted to mention that. I'm interested in my questions in the extent to which politics has played a role in this situation. In 2015, the federal government issued a new regulation requiring trains like yours that carry certain dangerous substances to be equipped with electronic brakes. Along with other industry stakeholders, Norfolk Southern stated that the regulation was, quote, not in the public interest, and the industry successfully got the regulation watered down. Just 3 years later, the Trump administration fully repealed the regulation. And I will ask you a question for the record for your attorneys and staff to reply to about for all communications between your company and your trade association with the Trump administration relative to that repeal. You don't have to respond now. That's just a coming attraction through our QFR process. I also note that since 2002, the rail industry has spent more than $650 million on federal lobbying, with another $60 million spent on state lobbying. The 5 largest spenders were the Association of American Railroads, your major trade group, BNSF Railway, CSX Corporation, Union Pacific Corporation, and you can answer for me, who was the 5th big spender? I'll give you a hint. It's Norfolk Southern. Do you know how much it was that Norfolk Southern spent on lobbying during that period?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. For the record, $69 million. Norfolk Southern lobbies through the National Association of Manufacturers as well. Do you, by any chance, know how much Norfolk Southern gave to National Association of Manufacturers in 2016 and 2017 when it was opposing the braking regulations I mentioned?
Senator, I will note that the NTSB, Chair Hamady specifically stated that the braking regulation that you referenced would not have had an impact on this derailment.
Okay, and will you answer my question? Do you know how much you spent against that regulation?
No, sir, I don't. I also know that the government's own GAO and the National Academies of Science indicated in 2016 that the Department of Transportation's, or the FRA's review of ECP brakes was unjustified.
I will ask you a question for the record that the information for 2016 and 2017 that you have reported for later years in your climate lobbying report be provided to the committee, an equivalent to what you already provide, but looking back to those years when this was at issue. We discovered that Norfolk Southern, in a statement that appears now to have been deleted from your website, had previously touted the ECP braking systems as having, and I quote you here, the potential to reduce train stopping distances by as much as 60% over conventional air brake systems. And we found as early as 2007 a Norfolk Southern lead engineer promoting the, quote, big advantage for emergency braking that ECP brakes offered. So I want to make those statements a part of the record. And is it true that the New York Times reporting that Norfolk Southern has paid shareholders nearly $18 billion through stock buybacks and dividends in 2022?
The New York Times is reporting what, sir?
That Norfolk Southern paid its shareholders nearly $18 billion through stock buybacks and dividends in 2022.
Sir, I have a different perspective on that. Or
is the number right?
No, sir.
Setting aside your perspective?
No, sir.
Okay. Then let me add to my QFR list your view of what the accurate number is as opposed to the New York Times number. All right? My time is pretty well up, Mr. Chairman, and I hope we can get prompt and complete answers to those QFRs. Thanks very much.